I guess the old landlord could not afford to keep me anymore, 'cause there's a county notice hanging on a nail and there's a padlock on my door. But I've still got everything that I own, from my head down to the floor. I've got my pockets full of hands, $1.27 and a key. I don't need no more. I'm back on the street again. I'm back on my feet again. I'm hanging out, hanging on, and hanging in on the street again. So I went by Rose. What do you suppose she said concerning our affair? She said I had to go because someone I didn't know sure didn't want to find me there. She said he's got money, a fancy car, and honey, he's got a lot of love to give. Ain't that exactly the order she's taking him for? Ain't this a hell of a way to live? I'm back on the street again. I'm back on my feet again. Hanging out, hanging on, and hanging in on the street again. So I went down to the bar and met a little sweetheart who said that she was waiting for her friends. She said we like to fool around and we all hit town just this evening from South Bend. Well, I thought my ship had come in until I saw her friends. It was her husband and her second cousin Flo. And I wonder if I have to tell you any more about her cousin. You probably already know. She was ornery, drunk and mean, and I was somewhere in between, wondering is the ride worth the fare? So I excused myself and went to the back for just a minute to weigh the situation with care. I'm back on the street again. I'm back on my feet again. I'm hanging out, hanging on, and hanging in on the street again. And if you hear of anybody giving love or food or money, don't forget to cut the boy in. And you know where I will be. I'm out and hanging free, and I'm back on the street again. I'm back on the street again. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And the flame and the smoke won't get any lower until the pay gets higher. The others all work 40 hours, the firefighters work 60. And so the strike went out at 12 o'clock. To hell with this whole city. And then the buildings caught and the homes were lost, most of them on purpose. And the mayor won't talk until they're out. Now everybody's nervous. Oh, Memphis town is burning down. The whole country is on fire. And the flame and the smoke won't get any lower until the pay gets higher. We just can't seem to save our time. More and more we know it. We could use it once and throw it out if we had a place to throw it. The water and the air everywhere now is getting funny. But we won't make our getaway until we get the money. For this whole country is burning down, the whole world is on fire. And the flame and the smoke won't get any lower until the pay gets higher. Jesus told about the man who came at the last hour. The other guys all unionized, that's when the grapes went sour. It's still easily seen to tell between the doers and the sugars. But in the rubble there'll be trouble finding all the workers. 'Cause when this life is passed on by, we'll still go on living. And everyone will be the boss and take back what they've given. This whole world is burning down, the whole world is on fire. And the flame and the smoke won't get any lower until the pay gets higher. Oh, this whole world is burning down, the whole world is on fire. And the flame and the smoke won't get any lower till the pay gets higher. Well, the whole thing started 'cause it looked like fun when other people had a dog. I'm gonna get me one, I said, and have a little friend around the place. So I went to the pet store down the street, and lying in the middle of a canine heap was a sleepy little puppy with a quiet sort of a face. I give the man $15 about. I said I'll stick her in my shirt and just head on out. And I reached for the one that looked like a little fox. He said, "You hold it right there. Fill out these sheets. Have her in for shots in a couple of weeks, and it's our policy. You take her out of here in this box." He folded up a cardboard crate in a minute. He took my dog and he stuck her down in it, pushed on her head and folded in over the top. And I can hear her yet, how she scratched and cried, and she hollered some more when I got her outside, and we were almost home before she decided to stop. Strange, between the bark and blue she wasn't, and Spot didn't really apply. So I settled on Harry, just because that's how she is, that's how she was, and that's how the house gets more and more as days go by. For a time I was careful where I sat. The rug got funky and she chewed up my hat, and it still happens once in a while when she gets mad. But it's been pretty even after all. I've taught her what I know about playing ball, and she's taught me when to say no. Oh, I've needed that. Sometimes friends drop by for a couple of beers. We all sit around, take turns rubbing her ears and calling her. It's been that way since she was a pup. And she sleeps on my bed when I want to turn over. I always think twice about waking up the rover, and I just lie still when I don't want to wake the dog up. As my life keeps moving through the different conditions, the big change comes with the slightest decisions, and you're in for a surprise when you think you got it figured I've found. 'Cause I never thought I'd ever dote on a pet, but looking back now I always forget how I filled the time before that dog was around. The whole thing started 'cause it looked like fun when other people had a dog. I'm gonna get me one, I said, and have a little friend around the place. It used to be a country home, but look at how the city's grown. The smell of the summer fields is gone, and the concrete covers up the lawn that reached down to the water long ago. The McBryde estate will not be back. Instead, the elevated track cries day and night when trains come and go. There beside the Argyle stop, in a one-room home up toward the top, an old man that I never knew lives lonelier than me or you, and sings his time a little out of tune. Age has cut him like a knife, and his friends have fallen from his life and left him all too soon. The McBryde-Argyle Station furnished rooms. Strangers walking in the halls, and down the street the tavern calls to those who run from memories and live within an old and a lonely world. He'd fallen down and he'd lost his cane, afraid that he could not walk again. The lights and the darkness spun like smoke, and the morning cold began to soak in through his clothes, and no one saw him there. The heart has such a gentle beat, it can't disturb the empty street that runs on out of sight, from where there lies a helpless man tonight. Now if you'd seen him lying there, I hope you'd have had the time to care, and not felt so clean or felt so good, or been too scared in the neighborhood to help a man that needs you more than most. Don't cut him off like a weed grown wild. He's a diamond, he's the Savior's child, the same as me and you, except for all the loving we've been through. I have traveled all across the highways. I slept out in the forest with the soft pine needle sleigh. And all the summer nights and we slid down the Milky Way. I let the rivers and the rain wash me away. There's a circle to the seasons, and there's frost upon the dew. And in my need of comfort, I've brought myself to you. The beat-up car and the old guitar are all that made it through. And I've nothing but these empty hands, but I can play for you. I can play you the feelings that I've gathered and spread them just as easy as the setting of the sun, or lead you through the valleys on the smoke of the evening fire, and hold you like the starlight when I'm done. There's a circle to the seasons, and there's frost upon the dew. And in my need of comfort, well, I've brought myself to you. I've come so far, this old guitar is all that made it through. And I've nothing but these empty hands, but I can